And welcome back to the Director of Football Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays, on FM21. Today we are taking on Maribor in both legs of our Euro Cup 2 League Path 4th qualifying round, and should be an interesting one. Maribor only just squeaked past the Kazakh side on penalties, so we should be able to walk this one fairly easy. Our first game in the league didn't go according to plan. Against Mainz, as you can see, Bracalo, after playing a perfect 10 in the Pokal first round, was shocking. Illing also didn't have a great game, so that wasn't great. Muller, our one true hope for scoring goals this year, was not on form. Wasn't completely fit for the game either, so that's not going to help. Mustafa has more offers from Hamburg, but we have made a few signings and transfers since we were here last. Armel Balakachap has come in for potentially 21 million from Schalke, where he's not really been playing, which I find interesting. He's come in as like our third best centre back, or joint best centre back, but he's third on the list. He's a pretty good player, if I do say so myself. And players on the outs, nobody that really matters. So we're not going to worry too much about that, but we're going into this game telling it to our assistant wants us to be cautious. Not sure. They want me to play Herrera. Oh, he's actually fit. Herrera was not fit like 3 minutes ago, but we're not going to worry about that. We do have injuries and suspensions to worry about. Tapsoba is suspended. Buendia is still injured. Our winger Rodriguez picked up an injury and he's out. Illings picked up an injury in the last couple of days, which was less than ideal. And Rene True is still injured as well. Belakachuk straight into the first team. Definitely gets an opportunity to play for us today. Because, well, we have many centre-backs. Not very many good centre-backs, though. Costa starts as our goalkeeper, Burnt, and Brett Fielder start as our wingbacks, because they played Lamer in the last game. He was shocking. Balakachuk and Benkovic start as our centre-backs. Palacios in the DM position. Why do I keep calling him Armini? Amiri and Kulikov as our centre midfield. Gonzalez and Bracalo behind Thelman, who I'm hoping can score a few cheeky little goals, because one thing I've noticed about this team is there's no clear goal scorer. Like, there's not one player where you go, this guy is going to score goals for us. So it's not ideal. We also, for the Mainz game, I made a boo-boo when I was setting up the whole thing for, Director of Football doing all the work. Accidentally set it so that my assistant manager was doing the team talk. Brett Fielder's already picked up an injury. Lower leg. Take him off. Guerrero's going to come on for him. 5 minutes in, we've already lost our starting left back. But yeah, I set up everything on the list. Completely forgot that I needed control of a couple of things. Yeah, that was less than ideal, because I had all my players training, kind of what I wanted them all to do, set up previous, and had to go back and do it all over again. And then had to realise in the game that I thought it was a bug, and then I looked at the staff responsibilities and found out that it wasn't actually a bug. I'm just a fool. So set that up, and everything is now working, because I had the assistant doing team talks and touchline shouts, which weren't really working. We've had 14 shots so far. Okay, never mind. Belakacha with the first goal. What I was about to say is we've had 14 shots. Maribor have had 1, and the only highlight we'd had was Maribor's shot. So it's fine. Belakacha absolutely smashes it into the back of the net. Get in there. Yes, they've had 1 shot, and it was a highlight. They've had a 0.15 XG. We've already scored more goals since Belakacha arrived than we did before he arrived. Technically, in an actual competitive match. I'm going to preface that with an actual competitive match, because we did score 8 in the first round of the cup, but they don't really count, I want to say, because of the fact that it's a team that's nobody. They're, you know, what, they were like a 6th division team or something against us. Like, you'd expect a Bundesliga team to absolutely demolish a team that far down. It'd be like Man United playing against Home or Peterborough Sports. Oh, Bercalo. Bercalo's a cup player, it would seem. Or Tottenham playing Maine, or Marine. Even though Marine was, you know, they kept it tough. It was only 5 against a bunch of postmen. Yeah, it's been interesting. We do play Sandhuisen in the 2nd round of the Pokal, so we didn't quite get the easiest draw we could have, but it's also by far and away not the hardest draw we could have gotten. Amiri gets to Palacios. Gonzalez gets it to Burnt, who's a left-footed player playing on the right. Amiri with his goal. We're not doing terribly today. 3-0 up at halftime. It's pretty much a foregone conclusion, isn't it? We all knew we were going to beat Maribor, but I suppose it's our first time playing in this Mickey Mouse Cup. That was a terrible pass by the Maribor midfielder. Gonzalez puts through Bercalo. Bercalo is just a very, very good cup player. We've actually kind of done it backwards as well, because we played in the Europa League, then had a season in the Champions League, and now we're playing in the Euro Cup 2. We've kind of done it wrong. Oh well, we have a chance to win this cup. We were never going to win the Europa League or the Champions League the first 2 times. Kulikov, pretty decent cross, but unfortunately Maribor get rid. Are we playing on key highlights? We are. So there's just many, many, many highlights. Burnt puts it through for Gonzalez, cuts it across, and Bercalo has his shot taken off his foot. That's disappointing. Guerrero, he got hacked down. That's how in God's name was that not a penalty? Amiri gets across, and Belakacha, his header goes just ever so slightly wide. It's about time made a substitution, you know. Tillman's not having a great game. We're going to bring Muller on. He's not fit to play the full game, but we'll give him 25 minutes to run around, see how he gets on. He didn't start this game because, like I said, he wasn't great in the last game. We don't really have much in the way of wingers, so we might have to change how we play. But Bercalo can only really play as a winger, and he is one of our best players. If Bercalo does get sold before the transfer window closes, then we'll look to change tactics completely. But as it is right now, don't really need to. Guerrero, beautiful cross. Muller with the goal. David Muller gets his first goal. I'm surprised he got a header. I'm pretty sure he's not the tallest player in the world. He's 5 something, I think. Watch him be like 6'6", and I just didn't realise. Palacios, 10 minutes left. We might as well make our final substitution. Who's tired? Nobody really. I'm going to bring Finbar on for Palacios, just because Palacios wants to leave. Although he's one of my favourite players. Would be nice to have Finbar ready to take his place for when he gets sold on deadline day and we don't get a replacement, as is pretty much the way a direct football works. They sell the best players and then he'll probably bring in someone who can't play as a defensive midfielder as a replacement. And you look at him and be like, okay, well, maybe he had some sort of understanding, like there was probably an idea. Bercalo, beautiful through ball, unfortunately can't keep his shot down. But a lot of times director of football will he'll sell a player and then be like, right, we're going to put this guy, we're going to sign this guy, and then sign a guy and he can't do anything. He's like 9th choice centre back who can't play as a DM at all, even if you wanted him to. Bercalo with another hat trick. We should probably give a bit of praise. Actually, we're 6 up and I haven't praised them. We went to Slovenia and put 6 past the best team, one of the best teams in Slovenia, who've not really shown up today. They've had one shot in the entire game. We've had 31. Some might say this was a bit of a walk in the park. I would be one of them. Well done, boys. Outstretched arms. I'm hoping Brett Filer isn't injured for too long. It's 3 weeks. Could be worse. Bracalo, his second game as man of the match. Unfortunately, didn't do it against Mainz. So we're going to be back in just a second. I'm going to play Hoffenheim. We're going to be back from Maribor. Let's see how we get on in that one. Because we're going to be at home. We should absolutely walk it. So back in a second for that. So it is now time for the second leg against Maribor. The in-between bits. we lost 4-1 to Hoffenheim. Josh Sargent was on an absolute tear. And there was nothing I could stop him. Which is very frustrating. We're having a very, very poor start to the league season. Only 4 teams in the league have yet to score points, and we, unfortunately, are one of them. I would say this is probably my worst start ever to a Bundesliga season. Having done plenty of saves with Hertha in the past, I'm not looking forward to playing the big boys. Thankfully, we have a game against Hamburg as our next league. No, we play Leipzig in our next league game. This should be fun as well. So we're 6-0 up from the first leg. So in theory, shouldn't have to worry too much about what we're coming up against. Herrera comes in for today's game. Martinez comes in as well because of where is he? Where's my left back? Brett Filer having a bit of an injury, so he is sitting this one out. Our backup goalkeeper, our only other goalkeeper in the entire team, this team and the under 18s, has a slight knock, so we don't have a goalkeeper for today's game, sitting on the bench. Here's hoping we don't need it. But we have Herrera, Balakacha, Tapsoba and Martinez starting as our back 4. Finbar behind Amiri and Kulikov, who in the last game actually played rather well. Gonzalez and Bracalo as our wide men, with Muller playing as the lone striker. I'm thinking we might need to get rid of the DM and either play an attack midfielder or 2 strikers, because it's not really doing what we need right now. I'm expecting a much better performance than in the last game. Don't really need too much in this game to do well. We are 6 goals ahead, all away goals, so we're not in a situation where they're very likely to bring it back and put us under any bit of pressure. But at the same time, I kind of want us to play into good form, because like I said, league form's been absolutely trash. We've won the Pokal, which again, very easy. Marcelo Herrera puts the ball in the back of the net, puts us 1 up, 7-0 on aggregate. We do need better form in the league. We have been slightly screwed over with the fact that our team is constantly changing because of injuries. Like, constantly being changed because of injuries. Maybe the vertical tiki-taka isn't working, and I do need to just go and try something slightly different, because I have just kind of really started my own thing. I'm not playing the conventional tiki-taka. We're playing like a gegenpress tiki-taka. It's like we're doing short, intricate passes, but we're also pressing really, really hard, because that's kind of how I like to play anyway. So it's not as if I'm changing how I play just because the meta is always to press the opposition. But I'm not sure about the whole box-to-box midfielder. I've not really seen the box-to-box midfielder do much. How have we not scored yet? Bracalo absolutely smashes it in the cups. He was anonymous in the game against Hoffenheim. Of all the teams in the world, like, I could have been Hoffenheim manager, but instead I ended up at Bayer Leverkusen, and we're struggling. Kind of wish that I got offered the job at Hoffenheim, because I wanted to see what I could have done with them. Herrera is there to pick up the corner after it's been cleared. I think Amiri is offside. Obviously not. Herrera gets his shot off and unfortunately can't beat their goalkeeper. in terms of how the players are playing so far, nobody's playing terribly. I can't really say that Diego Costa's having a bad game. He's playing a 6.8, but he's not had anything to do thus far. But Muller is struggling. I have him as a complete forward on attack today. He's a very strange player because he's very much a... Oh, what a goal by Amiri. Looked like that was going a couple of feet wide. Managed to put it in the back of the net. Yeah, Muller is very much a support striker, which is why I think Bercalo's getting so many goals. But I would like Muller to score 1 or 2 goals this year, more than he already has. I think he's got 1 so far, and that's not really enough. But Bercalo's in again. Could this be his 3rd game in a row where he scores a hat-trick in the cups? He did get substituted off in the league match against Hoffenheim because, like I said, it was trash, absolute trash. It is 10-0 on aggregate so far. But yeah, if you look at Muller, he's a well-rounded player, but he's not really a striker. So I am kind of considering, if I'm going to play box-to-box, maybe try him as the box-to-box, and we figure out we need a striker to come in. That's basically what I'm saying. We need a striker to come in and be able to play as our main striker, and then maybe play Muller as the support striker to him. But our director of football doesn't seem to be doing anything. He seems to just really, really, really want centre backs. He really wants defenders. Has no interest in signing actual strikers. Speak of Muller, almost gets himself a goal, but unfortunately he hits the crossbar, and we couldn't get the ball back into the goal, which is very frustrating. This is a very, very frustrating team. I think if we were to get used to playing like this, because Kulikov is an absolute monster. Yeah, so Muller plays it through for Gonzalez. It might just be that we put all our eggs in the basket of our wingers will just score lots and lots of goals. Unless we decide to stop playing with wingers, and then we're pretty much in a position where our striker doesn't like scoring. So then we'd have to go to 2 up front. We don't really... Gonzalez, who's playing on the right wing today, he's pretty much our 2nd best striker. And he's not amazing. We're going to take Tapsoba off for Benkovic. What else do I want to do? Don't really need to make changes. Kind of want Muller to try and score a goal. Maybe we try him as a complete forward on support. See if that'll do anything to help his going forwardness. We're going to bring Guerrero on from Martinez. Yeah, just because Martinez is booked and I prefer not to have a player sent off. Maribor have had 2 shots, and I think both are on target. Yeah, both on target. They only have a 0.1 XG though. And our final change, might as well bring on Illing. Could bring him on for Gonzalez. He can be an inside forward. Oh, it's fine. Guerrero gets to Kulikov. Actually finds a player from a throw-in, which is not something you see very often. Gonzalez from quite a substantial distance out takes a shot, and unfortunately it sails over the bar. We are 11-0 up on aggregate. We should really walk this cup this year. I don't know any team in this cup that would scare me, but then again, I've not really looked to see who's actually playing in it. One thing I do know is the Champions League draw was done, and it's an interesting draw. Aberdeen knocked out Marseille. AGF knocked out Olympiacos. AZ knocked out CSKA Moscow. Rangers knocked out Feyenoord. Arsenal beat Hearts, and was actually in Scotland. It was quite a close game. Vienna been knocked out by Gothenburg. Levski Sofia been knocked out. Shakhtar Solog, never even heard of them. Genk go through. Sevilla had a fairly easy game to beat. 9-5 on aggregate. Zalgiris, the Lithuanian team, got knocked out by Slaven Belupo. Another strange ones. No. So I think the draw is tomorrow. I am going to skip that because I don't want to make this video exceptionally long. Because it's already going to be probably pushing 20 minutes. I don't really want to make you sit through that. But we have been given 2.66 million for making it to the group stage. Profit and loss this month. How are we losing so much money? 40 August Bellacaccia. Yeah. Gotcha. Ha, Bellacaccia. Gotcha. But we're going to make a profit over the next 3 years, which is fine and dandy with me. We do have a couple of players that are being looked at for going out on loan. Girino and Bulter. Not overly fussed about them. Bulter is a good prospect, so it'd be nice for him to get some first team football. Girino, again, first team potential at some point, but he's going to go out and see how he gets on in the second division. Dynamo Dresden in the second division. Ooh, aren't they very fancy? So we're going to come back in the next episode. We are coming up close to the end of the transfer window. We'll probably come back for Union Berlin and then maybe one of the Euro 2 Cup games against, depending on who we get. If we get like 3 shit teams, might just skip the group stage altogether. Maybe show you one game from the group, the last one probably. But we're going to jump ahead. Union Berlin, maybe the one game in the group. If not, Schalke. So it should be 2 interesting games there. And we will just kind of see how we get on. We're 2 episodes in and we're only 5 games into the season. So we will be back in the next one for the game against Union Berlin. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, and please send your prayers. We do need them. We are struggling already in the league, and that is not what we wanted to see. Thank you for watching, fellas. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.